Hello, welcome. So, Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift has a lot of albums at this point. I want to talk about them. So, I'm going to talk about her albums, but I'm going to compare them to cat breeds. Not working. I don't know how well that's showing up on camera. So, coming in at number 1 is Taylor Swift. This album gave us the hits Our Song, Teardrops on My Guitar, Tim McGraw, Should Have Said No. This is a really big debut for Taylor Swift. This album is the Munchkin Cat. To me, this album gives Munchkin Cat vibes because it is the tiny wee baby first album. But Munchkin Cats are active, intelligent, they play really well with others, they just want to be loved. And they've got these tiny little legs, which you would think would hinder them, but no, don't underestimate them. And I think that's exactly the vibe that Taylor Swift had going with this album. It was her first album, but it was a juggernaut. You know, you don't know what that little cat is gonna go on to do. This is probably the album I have the least personal connection to. I didn't fully start getting into Taylor Swift until the Fearless era, but I did know, like, Tim McGraw, Teardrops on My Guitar especially, Picture to Burn, Our Song. Our Song is probably my favorite song off this album. I also love Tied Together with a Smile. Since this is the first album on the list, it is ranked at number 1. This list is not quality. This is not a quality contest. The next album is Fearless. This album gave us Love Story, 15, White Horse. This album is an orange tabby kitten. This is the kitten album because it's like warm and cuddly and cute and it's very familiar. It just feels like home, you know? It's still a baby. It has a long way to go. This album is all about love. The main vibe I get from it is puppy love, kitten love. 15! This was my introduction, mostly, to Taylor Swift. This was when I really fell in love with her, let's say that. Was in love with Love Story and 15. Even people who didn't like Taylor Swift liked and knew 15. My favorite songs from this album are 15, Love Story, and The Best Day. That song, oh, that is a great song. I love that song. Oh.
Hello, darkness, small friend.
Anyway, Fearless Standard Edition is going to rank above Taylor Swift. I just have personal connection to this. This album feels like home to me. Yeah. So this album is going to rank above Taylor Swift. Fearless, Taylor Swift. Cool. The next album is Fearless Flash. I gave this its own ranking because it has a bunch of new songs on it and I feel like it adds a lot of sadness to Fearless. So it gets its own breed. Fearless Platinum Edition is going to be a ragdoll cat. The ragdoll cat is also sweet and gentle and a great family cat, but it gives me these vibes. She's an adult. She thinks she's like seen stuff. She's experienced some things, and that's totally valid. She knows what it's like to be sad, but she still has a long way to go. She's still a little baby. This is the version of Fearless that I actually listen to more. I mean, I don't know, it's kind of like why wouldn't you? It's more songs. My favorite song is Superstar, but I used to love Forever and Always piano version. That song was there for me. I could cry to that song. That song is everything. I will say, from an album, like a cohesive album perspective, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it throws off the vibe of the album. I like having more songs. I like having more songs and I like these songs a lot. I don't know, it feels like maybe they could have been their own album. So I'm gonna rank Fearless Platinum Edition underneath Fearless, but above Taylor Swift. The next album is Speak Now. Speak Now came out in 2010. Speak Now is the album where it feels like Taylor Swift grew up a lot. Speak Now is a Russian blue cat. Russian blues are highly independent, they're not very clingy, they're very smart, and they're shy at first, but they're very loving once you get to know them. And that's kind of the vibe I get from this album. You know, a lot of things happened to Taylor Swift before this album came out, so the walls are up, you know? She's on guard. And a lot of the songs on this album really reflect that. They're very sad. So I get Russian Blue vibes because it's more grown up. It's very elegant and well put together, but it's still a sweet baby. I mean, all of these cats are going to be sweet babies, but yeah, I was in deep with Taylor at this point. I love these songs. The deluxe edition also gave us ours. I also love Never Grow Up, Enchanted. This was the album that she wrote by herself, I'm pretty sure. It shows. I love this album. It's going right to the top of the list. The next album is an absolute... So the next album, the classic album, it's Red. We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together, I Knew You Were Trouble, 22. Red was the album that made Taylor Swift a pop star. I think We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together was her first fully pop song. And if it wasn't that, then it was I Knew You Were Trouble. It has this like elegance to it, and because of that, it's a Maine Coon cat. Obviously. Maine Coon cats are gigantic, beautiful babies. They have long hair and they know what they're doing. They know that they're gods. They know that they're better than us. If we could only worship one cat breed, it would be Maine Coon cats. Would it be Maine Coon cats? Yeah. Maine Coon cats are friendly, but independent. They are literal giants. They are so big. That matters for Red because Red is a beast of an album. Not in terms of length, there are longer albums, but in terms of like the cultural impact, it's a beast. The idea of having a cat that big just like sitting on your desk with you, that's so funny to me. And then if I can have that cat singing We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together, I think from here on out my history with all the albums is that I love them. This album in particular, it felt like a next step. Not just because she was doing pop music now, but the writing just felt so much more adult. It just felt like it knew what it was doing. My favorite songs from Red are State of Grace, All Too Well, oh my god, All Too and The Moment I Knew. That song. If I want to like drama cry, do a big like The Moment I Knew is the song. Love that song. You might be wondering where Red Where Red ranks. Thank you. It obviously is the number one. There's no song on this album that I would take off. That's not true. I would take Girl at Home off of the deluxe edition. I'm sorry if you love that song. I don't have to justify myself. This is YouTube. Next album on this list, Cultural Reset. It's 1989. What can I even say about 1989? Honestly, like, actual pop perfection. 1989 is... What did I make 1989? Oh my god. Bengal Cat. A Bengal cat, to me, gives very regal, but not in a posh way. It doesn't even have to know that it's better than us. It's just doing its thing, and it's better than us. She's athletic, she's muscular, she's her own beast. Bengal cats also prefer not to be cuddled, and I kind of get that vibe from 1989. There's love in it.
Duh.
But this album, it's very like, I'm gonna rule the world, and you're gonna like it. We cannot compete. This album came out right at the beginning of my first year of university. I was obsessed with this album. This was also the only tour that I ever got to go see. It was literally incredible. It's the best concert I've ever been to. I went to see Nick Jonas and Demi Lovato the summer after, and Taylor Swift ruined all other concerts for me. Thank you for that. My favorite songs off this album are like basically the singles. Out of the Woods is actually my favorite song. I also love Style and Blank Space. Every song on this album is a hit. I love 1989, and I have a lot of really good memories tied to 1989. That being said, it's ranking up at the top, but below Red. Because the thing about Red is that I go back to it all the time. I also love listening to the songs off of 1989, but I think maybe they've been played out a little too much for me. So it's gonna go below Red, but above Speak Now. So we're like more than halfway through now. Next album is one of the more divisive albums of her career. It's Reputation. Reputation was kind of a rebrand of sorts. Not really. I think people thought it was. It was kind of poking fun at the idea of rebranding. Like, we had the whole thing in Look What You Made Me Do. I'm sorry, the old Taylor can't come to the phone right now. And everyone was like, oh my god, she's killing the old Taylor. That's the joke. This album, I want to say the first half of it is all about reputation, kind of like expanding on blank space, I guess. But to me, Reputation is a beautiful, hairless Sphinx cat. Hairless cats, for a lot of people, are you love them or you hate them. They're very alien looking. I think that's adorable. And that's exactly what Reputation is to me. It's you either love it or you hate it. It stands out, it's very different in Taylor's catalog. Hairless cats, Sphinx cats, are one of the most loving cat breeds, according to Wikipedia. Apparently, they're also kind of desperate for attention, which sounds like a drag, but I kind of see that for this album. In terms of, most of this album is actually about love and her relationship. So to me, this desperate for attention translates into she's desperate to really be seen. My favorite songs off of Reputation. My favorite songs off of
Here we go again.
My favorite songs off of Reputation are Getaway Car, easily one of her best songs, Delicate, and Dancing with Our Hands Tied. I really like that song. This is my thing. I guess my one gripe, it's weird for me because Reputation is very cohesive sounding. A lot of the songs sound very similar, and I can't always decide if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Like if they sound too similar. It's definitely going under Red 1989. Is it going under Speak Now? Yeah, it's going under Speak Now. I think it's gonna go above Fearless for me. That's just how I'm feeling right now. Yeah, I'm gonna rank it there for now. The next album is Lover. Lover came out last year. Lover is... I like Lover. It's solid. It's a little long, but that's okay. I like most of the songs on this album. I like all of the songs, but I love not all of the songs. Lover is kind of like a return to form a little bit. It's going in a more dreamy pop with the echoey voices, which I love that effect. Lover's good. I don't really know what to say about Lover. It's a solid album. It's very cute. So Lover is one of the cutest cat breeds. It's a Scottish fold. Taylor knows all about Scottish folds. Lover just gives me those vibes. Scottish folds are so cute, like all of these other cats, but they are really cute. They've got their round heads with their floppy ears. Scottish folds are very friendly. They're very vocal, which I think matches up nicely with how long this album is. She has a lot to say. And one of the craziest things that I found out in researching Scottish folds is that apparently they originate from a place called Tayside. Tayside, as in Taylor Swift side. Taylor Swift invented Scottish folds. I used to listen to this album on the bus ride to work. I was also in a relationship at this time. There was a song on this album for every sort of mood I was feeling. Favorite songs, Cruel Summer is a great song. I Think He Knows. Ooh, I would love to see her perform that song. My favorite songs, Death by a Thousand Cuts. Oh, I love that song. The little and Afterglow. Lover, I'm going to rank... It's gonna go below Speak Now. I think Speak Now is more cohesive than this album. Finally, here we are at the newest album, Folklore. Folklore is just an amazing album. It's not the same sort of cultural reset like 1989 was, but for Taylor's career, it's like its own cultural reset. It's so good! Folklore, I think, is a Siamese cat. To me, the Siamese cat is like the true sophisticate cat. It didn't ever have to graduate to being a god. It was born one. My voice is falling apart. Siamese cats are friendly, but they will stand their ground. They have their boundaries, but they're not rude. They're often cross-eyed, which I think is exactly the little flavor of relatability that makes it the best stand-in for Folklore. Legito. Need to go myself. It's like a new level. She can do literally anything she wants. I don't even know what to expect. My favorite songs off of Folklore are August, Betty, oh, and Exile. Oh my god. Literally every song on this album I can say is one of my favorites. Folklore is easily a top 3 album. You know what? Honestly, I'm gonna put it at number 2. Yeah? Yeah. Okay. So, Taylor Swift is a munchkin cat. Fearless is an orange tabby kitten. Fearless Platinum Edition is a ragdoll cat. Speak Now is a Russian blue. Red is a Maine Coon. 1989 is a Bengal cat. Reputation is a Sphinx cat. Lover is a Scottish Fold from Tayside. Folklore is a Siamese cat. Anyway, stop. Please. What was I even trying to say? So let me know if you agree. I love Taylor Swift. I love that she loves cats. She's like literally a legend. She's been doing this for like 15 years. 15? She literally will go down in history. Like, I mean, everyone goes down in history, but like, Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift. Let me know what cat breeds you guys think Taylor Swift's albums are. If you like this video, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell, follow me on Twitter, whatever you want. You guys have all the power, and I will just be over here. Alright, bye!